We have with us today for the last session Dr. Prashant Kumar O, who is our own faculty and who has joined us recently in the Department of Health System Management Studies. Dr. Prashant Kumar has got a PhD, MBA, and he has also done an MS in psychotherapy and counseling. He was a faculty of management behavioral science in HR earlier, and a counselor in trailer in behavioral science in Davangere, and he's joined us recently, like I mentioned. He's got an award PhD from Davangere and MS in psychotherapy and counseling, which I mentioned. He's been a professional trainer for many of the government as well as corporate agencies or industries. To name a few of the corporate companies where he has conducted training is Suzlon, then Cooperative Bank employees in Belgaum, Toyota Bushoku, Tata Hitachi, Tokai Rika, Toyota, Tech Park Bidadi. And he's been a part of Talentry, which was providing professional training for corporate. So with his experience and talent, I requested him to take this session on personality, self-analysis of personality traits. Usually in the offline workshops, we used to have a lot of group activities for the participants, wherein we used to do a self-analysis of personality traits. In the beginning of the workshop itself, we used to have one personality analysis done using different tools. And based on these, we used to try to correct ourselves for the next 2 or 3 days. And that's why I felt that, it is important to have your own self-analysis done today. And the beginning of the workshop, you have heard about leadership, the different leadership styles, the leadership traits, what is required to become a leader. And you have heard from Dr. Surinder Singh the different examples where how leaders have taken decisions. So at this point of time, it is important for all of you to just analyze your own self and see where do you stand right now, so that at the end of the workshop, again, probably sometime later, we can have another analysis and see what best how we have influenced your thought process and leadership styles. Right. So over to you, Dr. Prashant.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So shall I share the screen, sir?
Yeah, please.
By seeking the blessings of His Holiness Jagadguru Sri Shivratri Deshikendra Mahaswamiji and my respected leaders of the university. So my today's topic is self-analysis of personality traits. So I'm calling this, in the meanwhile, forthcoming slides, as a self-discovery. So knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. So it was said by Aristotle. The agenda of this particular program is the yaga of self. Knowing self means what? And the second agenda of this program, my webinar is, it's about me, why we need to know ourselves. And the third point is, what is the need for knowing self in the current turbulent world? And do we need to go to Himalaya to discover ourselves? It's a funny thing that later I will be answering for this question. My game plan, how to discover yourself. And I know what I'm going to do, be at work to manage yourself and to manage the others. This is going to be the agenda of this particular webinar. I think, Prashant sir, it's very challenging for me that being the first speaker of this particular leadership series, and we know that attention span of the audience would be very less, but still I can do my level best for to do the to deliver the best. Right, sir?
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Please go ahead.
So knowing self means what? So knowing self is nothing but it's a skill. You know who you are. Knowing self is nothing but a skill to know who you are. So if you want to know yourself, you should know your traits. And the traits, right? The traits are that what kind of a person you are, what kind of a traits you are having, like your extraversion, or you are having the traits of agreeableness, or you're a conscious person, or what is your emotional stability and openness to your exposure. right? If you can understand these traits, right? So part of the self you will be known. The next is what the next point is the styles. The styles, what do you mean by styles? The way you do the things. Every individual have their own ways of doing the things. But if you should know that, right, the way you are doing the things, and you should know your values, right? So if you want to know ourselves, if you want to know the self, you should know our values. There are 5 values which should help us to know ourselves. One is that the political values, aesthetic values, and social values, theoretical values, and the economic values. In the later part of my slides, I will be explaining what do you mean by political values and aesthetic values, why we should know all these things. And every individual have their own management style. Some people are collaborative, some people are, a dictator, some people are autocratic, some people are democratic. So we should know that, right? If you want to know ourselves, we should know our management style. That is what we are calling it as a managerial styles. And also we should know how best we are managing ourselves. That is what we call it as a self-management. And we should know the strengths, weakness, and challenges. If we can know these stuffs, right? So the part of the self can be known by the individual or to the person. The second part is that you know what you need to do to understand yourself. One is that you should know your empathetic level, you should know your rationality level, you should know that assertive level, when you will be assertive, when you will be dominant, when you will be pessimistic, and when you will be aggressive and collaborative to seek the informations and that thought processes. So when you are understanding these things, right? So you will be, understanding the self. And the third question is to know why you are doing this, right? So if you want why you are doing this, because to get the results. So the question is why you should know yourself, why you should understand yourself, why you should discover yourself for to get the better results in the organization. As we are discussing from the noon that from the start of this particular webinar, we are all talking about the leadership. So when we want to become a great leaders in the organization, right, or in any institutions, right, we should know ourselves. After knowing that, right, so then we can get the better results to do the better work environment, to create the better relationship in the organization, to create a value for the organization, to build a team in the organization. We should know ourselves, and to execute the better plans, to perform better in the organization, and to showcase our institution in a better way. We should know ourselves to become a leader, and to finally to get the better self-satisfaction. The next slide is talking about, it's about me, why we need to know ourselves. So why we need to know ourselves? Because in order to be yourself, you have to know yourself. So when you are knowing yourself, you will get the self-knowledge, knowledge about yourself. And once when you get the knowledge about yourself, and when you discover yourself, you will be independent, and you will not be disturbed by the opinions or values or impressions of any other person, and you will be confident, and you will be the original person, right, to do the best on your own thoughts. So take that example. When you should know yourself, you will be you will get an independence of your thinkings, your styles, and your confidence level will be increases. Once when that confidence level increases, right, that the worker, maybe the manager, the leader, or a teacher, or professionals at any level of the organization will be confident and will be performing in the organization in a better way. They will be appreciated by the organization. They can be the assets for any organization. That is the reason you should know ourselves in the organization. So the next slide is talking about, I'm like this. What is the need for knowing self in the current turbulent world? So when we are talking about this, right? So the need for knowing the self is to become an effective leadership. Once when you wanted to become effective leaders in the organization, we should know ourselves. And to know to take the effective decision in the organizations, or to get the sound effective decision in the organization, it should be, this will be helping us to become a great leaders, to maximize our performance. And to workplace, nowadays that workplace are redefined, so we are getting into the virtual world. So when you wanted to work in a virtual world, right, or now we are talking about the virtual universities, virtual organizations. So when we wanted to work in a virtual organization, or we wanted to be a part of that kind of an organization, we should know our strength, weakness, and we have to discover ourselves in this present scenario. And also we are talking about behavioral working ecosystem is of utmost importance in the present scenario. So for that, so we should understand ourselves. This self-discovery will be helping us to better performance in the organization. Here, so when you want to discover ourselves, can we go to Himalaya to discover ourselves? Is it that the place to discover ourselves? Can you say that if you want to go to Himalaya to discover ourselves, it is not possible because of that, pre-engagements and the time constraints, and maybe that because of our commitments, maybe the cost or the situation, the present, pandemic situation, and all the distance and the lifestyles and the family members, it is not possible for us to go to Himalaya to discover ourselves. So then what would be the mode of understanding ourselves or discovering ourselves? Is my game plan is outlined to discover ourselves is, right? So there are many psychological instruments available in the market, right? So psychological instruments which will be helping us to understand ourselves, discover ourselves. And NLP, that is what neuro-linguistic program is also, right, will be helping us to understand or discover ourselves. And we have open platforms through that Google. We are getting a lot of instruments where we can get or understand or discover ourselves. As we discussed with Prashant sir, he said that, right, you have to put one URL, so that will be helping for the participants to know themselves. So that is the reason. So I just had pasted one URL. Sir, could you please share that particular URL?
I've shared it already.
Okay, thank you. So so we can attend the workshop, right? So to find ourselves, to discover ourselves, and also some training sessions are there. So example, landmark trainings. So these are all the things will be helping us to discover ourselves in the present scenario, right? And also you can take the feedback from your best people, and also these things will be helping us to understand your self and also discover in this present scenario. So as we discussed, there are many instruments which will help us to understand or discover ourselves. The best model is to know your basic personality. We have a big 5 model. So here that we can understand our traits. So 5 traits will be helping us to understand ourselves. The first one is that consciousness, emotional stability, agreeableness, extraversion, openness to the experience. These 5 traits will be helped once when we are administered an instruments to the individual. So he will come up with the instruments and he will fill up the instruments. We are getting the rankings of these 5 traits. One is consciousness, emotional stability, and agreeableness, extraversion, and openness to the experience. The question is that what do you mean by consciousness? Consciousness is nothing but a hardworking, organized, self-disciplined, and persistent and responsible person. So when you are scoring high in this particular scoring or particular trait of a consciousness, we can understand that you are the person with hardworking, organized, and self-disciplined. And if you are scoring emotional stability, high scoring with the emotional stability. So this indicates that you are an individual, right, with a calm, secure, and happy, and unworried. Agreeableness is also a factor. So there we can understand you are cooperative, you are warm, caring, and good nurtured, courteous, and trusting. So, and the next one is that extraversion. So if you're scoring high in this particular trait, so it says that you are a person with a sociableness, with outgoing, talkative, assertive, and gregarious. And openness to the experience is the person with an intellectual, creative, cultured, artistically sensitive, and flexible and imaginative. So please understand that my effort of sharing this particular instrument is that if you want to understand your personality traits, or if you want to understand your personality, these 5 traits will be helping you to understand your personalities. For example, if you wanted to, join for a marketing job, right? So if you are having extraversion quality, this extraversion quality or a trait will be helping to become a great marketing person, right? If you want to do that creative job in the organization, so that this openness to that experience will be this. If you're scoring high, so then you can decide or you can discover yourself that, so I can choose that creative kind of a job. So like this instruments, like this, these instruments will be helping us to understand ourselves. In the meanwhile, the next instrument is that to know your basic personality, and the instrument is that you should understand your emotional intelligence. What do you mean by emotional intelligence? The degree that you are aware of and react appropriately to your own feelings and feelings of the others. This is very important, right? So if you want to understand this particular emotional intelligence, again, we have a 5 components of emotional intelligence. One is that you should be aware of yourself, managing your emotions, self-motivation, and empathy and social skills, right? So you should understand that what do you mean by self-awareness? So if you have scored high out of these 5 components in this particular instrument, if your scoring is high in self-awareness is nothing but being aware of what you are feeling, being conscious of the emotions within us, right? So this is very important for the individual who are in touch with their emotions or better able to guide their own lives and with the others. Being a leader, we should have the self-awareness. And the next point is that managing your emotions. So how best you are managing your emotions is very important, right? So members who can manage their emotions perform better because they are able to think clearly in the organization. The third point is that self-motivation, right? Self-motivation is nothing but an optimism, right? So when you can have that optimistic sense in your personality, so you will be getting self-motivated. It is the ability to be hopeful and optimistic despite obstacles, setbacks, or even outright failures, right? Then the fourth point is that empathy. Empathy is nothing but keeping your legs into the other shoes, right? You should think about the others, being a leader, right? And their difficulties and their, the constraints, and you can take the decisions according to that situation. The last one is that social skills. This is the ability to connect to the others, build a better relationship, and respond to the emotions of the others. So if you can identify these 5 components, right, so you will be discovering yourself through the emotional intelligence test, right? So these things will be helping us to understand ourselves and discover ourselves with the help of a psychometric instruments. I hope am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you're audible.
So is there any questions regarding for what we have discussed?
We will take the question answer at the end.
Sorry?
We will take the question answer at the end.
Okay, thank you. The next instrument is that knowing your values. If you want to understand yourself, we should know our values. So values, we have 5 values are defined as anything desired or chosen by someone, sometimes worth or excellence or degrees of worth. It is very important to understand the values. We have 5 types of values. One is political values, aesthetic values, social values, theoretical values, and economic values. So once when we can understand that values, which will help us to know or discover ourselves. For example, that this aesthetic value. So if you are scoring high in this particular aesthetic value, so we can choose the profession of beautifying the things, maybe that event management, right? So this kind of the things will be supporting that person who is having aesthetic value. If that particular person is scored more with the social values, he is a person will be mixing up with other people, and he is an extrovert, and he likes to mix up with other people. So this is how we are identifying or discovering ourselves through the social values. And economic values, the person is having very calculative in his day-to-day life, maybe in his profession. So this will be helping. And political values or the values which will be help us to know the things where I can be survive. Mix up with the people of the organizational politics. So for this example, when I was administered this particular instrument to the organization Toyota Bashaku in Biddi unit, Tamil Nadu. So that few of the employees, temporary employees, I had a training for them. I administered these values, this instrument. In that moment, that people scored more in political values. After that, I came to know that I made a report and has given to the organization that set of employees in this organization are having or scored more political values. Maybe the chances of disturbances maybe happened in the near future. So after 3 months of a time, there was a disturbance in the organization that leads to the strike, and few of the employees are removed out of the organization. I cannot say all this kind of instruments can give the 100% results to the individual to discover themselves, but it will give the results very near to the individual's lifestyle. And the next game plan, and my game plan to understand yourself or to discover an individual, is that MBTI. So this is one of the familiar and one of the the best instrument to understand the personal style of an individual. So here we are having 16 indicators, right? 16 type of indicators. So just I mentioned only 4 of it, right? Extroverted and introverted. Extroversion is a person who is mixing up with the people. Introversion is a person, he will be thinker. The sensing and intuitive, right? Thinking and feeling, perceiver and judging. So these 4 type of attributes will be helping us to understand the personality or to discover an individual in the organization. So let's see that in the below for all the instruments, you can see that in the previous instruments also I have given some or links to test your personalities. Also here also that MBTI link has been given, so you can select this and you can take the test to understand your personal style, to discover your personal style. And the next one instrument is that to understand the interpersonal relationship, right? That is what we are calling it as a transactional analysis. To know it, we are having 3 ego states. One is parent, another one is adult, and the next one is the child. So few of the leaders in some situations, they are acting as a parent. They should know that when they should be a critical parent and when they should be a nurturing parent. So this we have to discover being a leader to become an effective leader. So when you are during the situation, when you should be a critical parent, when you should be a nurturing parent, until and unless if you are not discovered this kind of a transaction, right? So that effectiveness of the leadership may be reduced. The second one is that adult. The third one is that child. The transaction of a child, we are classifying that ego state into the nurturing child as well as adopted child. So here also, I have mentioned few links to take the test to know your transactionals, know your style, to understand your transaction analysis, or to understand your ego states. To know your interpersonal styles, the best instrument is available is FIRO-B. This is fundamental interpersonal relation orientation. So this will help us to understand our inclusion level, control level, and affection level. So for example, inclusion means the need to establish and maintain the relationship with the other people, right? How best I can have that interpersonal relationship. Interpersonal relationship is very important in the organization to get the better results of the organization. So inclusion will help us to, if you are scoring more in the inclusion, that particular individual is trying to establish and maintain the relationship with the other people, right? And few people scored control high in this particular instrument administered after administration. So they need to maintain the satisfactory balance of power and influence in relationship. And the third one is that affection, the need to form a close and personal relationship with the other people. So this instrument will be helping us to discover our interpersonal needs and interpersonal relationship in the organization. So all these instruments will be helping us to discover ourselves with the help of a scientific evidence. This is what I wanted to discuss with you. All our leaders are talking about to become a leaders, maybe abroad or to be a, develop the leadership skills. So this is a pyramid. What we are, discovered when I was working with the previous institution with the guidelines of Dr. Oral Nandishwar, we have developed a pyramid approach. This will help us to discover ourselves, right? If you are, administered, if you are going with all these, types of attributes and the tests, right? We can understand our leadership styles as well as how it will help us to discover our leadership, transactions. Let us see that. So we are bifurcated this pyramid into the 4 stages. One is discovering stage. The second one is that understanding. The third one is practicing. The fourth one is success. If you want to become a successful entrepreneur or employability skills, if you wanted to develop, we should understand all these things. How we are discovering ourselves, in the sense in that we have to understand our basic personality, and we should understand our personal styles. We should know our cognitive style, and we should understand our interpersonal style. So for all these things, we have a set of instruments. Through that instruments, we are administering and we are getting the result, and will be guiding and will be helping the participant to discover themselves. The second point is that the understanding, how we are making them to understand themselves through the career orientation and entrepreneurship skills, management and managerial skills, and self-management skills. These things will be helping us or to the participant to understand themselves, and what they are discovered and they understood out of these things, they will be practicing in their life through the business. For that, we have a business communication and presentation skills and integration of the subject and substance styles. Finally, that particular individuals will get a success of being an entrepreneur or being an employability skills. This pyramid will help the individual to discover themselves, to get a success in their life. The next slide is, I know what I'm going to be at work to manage yourself and to manage the others. Here we have, you are better able to deal with the stress and emotions. Once when you can understand or discover yourself, right, you are the better person to deal with the stress and emotions of the individual, and you can manage your time better once when you are gone through this particular sessions or to the instruments, or if you discovered yourself, the ability to adopt your behavior will be changing. You feel more confident in your ability, and better management of oneself and the others can increase. You understand the impact your emotions have on the others. That is what empathy. Greater understanding of your reactions and motivation, the ability to accept the changes. After discovering yourself, that things will be change. So again, I just can end with this, my
Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Okay. Yes. So I just end up with my webinar. Talk knowing yourself is the beginning of all the wisdom, and start your explanation and have a great evening. So if you can have any queries, kindly. Hello.
Yeah, Dr. Prashant, I think there are no questions. Dr. Suresh sir has been answering most of the questions which
Correct,
are there
sir.
in the QA session.
Okay.
I have shared the links of all the personality tests what Dr. Prashant was mentioning. What I would request all the participants is to kindly take up those tests at leisure after this program. Do a self-analysis of your personality traits. I can just share the screen about what difference does it make on your own personality. This was the test which I had taken, the first one, the Who Am I, the visual DNA test. You could see that the openness, conscientiousness, extraversion, agreeableness, neuroticism. Of course, this was something different, a little bit different. Each tool has got a different this thing. So I could realize that my conscientiousness or consciousness was a little low. So I started working on this part of it, and over a period of 8 to 9 months after having done this, I again took up this test, and you can see that I could improve upon my conscientiousness, right?
Okay.
So these kind of personality traits also help you, the tools help you analyze where you are and where you can move further upon, or which are the traits that you can improve upon. So the whole purpose of this session was to make you understand that where are you now, and before coming to the sessions tomorrow, you would be knowing that what are your dominant personality traits, what are the personality traits of a leader has been stressed upon today. So tomorrow when we start the sessions, you would be in a position to understand that which are the areas or qualities that you might have to improve upon or imbibe upon. So with this, I would just leave it to Dr. Our Vice Chancellor and Pro Chancellor to give a concluding remark for the day's session. And also I would request 2 volunteers. I've identified Gaurama from the UT College. I'll just unmute her if she's there. Ashwini TS from the Dental College to kindly, have a opening session tomorrow by just sharing what happened today. So the day's activities will be summed up tomorrow by Dr. Ashwini and Gaurama. I'll message them personally later on. So thank you everyone for this session. Any concluding remarks from our Pro Chancellor and Vice Chancellors?
I think it's a long 3.5 hour session for all our participants. I think they've had more than the cup of tea they would like to have for a day's dosing that has to go. All 3-4 powerful talks that went into them. So though there were some questions coming up in the box, I tried to put them back by trying to see some answers can be given in. But I think it will be good to have a good full-fledged discussion. So if during the panel discussion which we have planned on the last day, if there are any specific questions raised by the members, I think it will be good for answering that and moving forward. Even now, if there are any 1 or 2 questions coming from the individual, if they can raise the hand, you can maybe allow them to ask, and it will become more interactive rather than one-sided webinar, because they would. Then for them it becomes interesting to come back tomorrow. Otherwise, it becomes, oh, we have to listen, and it will not be interactive and objective. Yeah, we exceeded the time, but I think
It's actually a very good sessions, both post pro VCs and VCs also. And the third one, regarding the evaluation of self-evaluation, I think it's always preferable if you can definitely do, especially the higher ups who are going to take up the leadership, to have a questionnaire-based evaluation or self-evaluation. I mean, know their qualities, and then we can choose as an institution to lead in the next stage. That's what I felt. In fact, when Dr. Angadi had come as a vice executive secretary when Bedkar was there, so he had done a first leadership quality evaluation. So that similar thing, if it is done, it's really will be helpful to pick up potential leaders from the people who have not come up or come out of the regular professional work. That's what I feel.
Sir, we have shared a few links, sir. If you can just see in the chat box, there are certain links which have been shared. These are all, again, personality analysis tools only, sir.
Yeah.
So usually in the offline mode, we would have started after the lead talk, we would have had a group activity, and we would have done that. But since we are in the online mode, we request you, the participants, to do a self-analysis. The links have been shared, sir.
I saw
I
that.
will just share an interesting anecdote, both for Dr. Mrutyunjaya and to all our participants. It was a very interesting incident. Myself, Swamiji, and Siddheshwar Swamiji, we were all in Seattle, and I'm talking about 1998 or something. It must be that time. And suddenly we crossed one this thing known as Church of Scientology. It was there, and our Siddheshwar Swamiji became interested and told, "What is this Scientology? Let's go and see inside." So I told Swamiji, Illa Swamiji, I'll tell in Kannada, Illa Swamiji, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹುಚ್ಚಿಡಿದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಬುಕ್ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ನೀವು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬರಬೇಕು, ನೀವು ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಬನ್ನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So in the sense, I told him that if you go there, they are going to declare you that you are mad and you need help, and they will try to do it. He said, let us go and see whatever is worth it. So I went in, and they gave, Swamiji told, these guys all will answer the test. So I was there, and there was one more, Vidyashankar from USA he was there, and our two other Swamijis were also asked to take up. Our Chiktupur Swamiji and one more Swamiji was there. We had to take up. So we all finished our questionnaire and went. First, Vidyashankar went inside, and they told him, like I said, you have got this depression, this psychology problem, this is there, that is there. And they told him, okay, you buy all this $500 worth book. He guy paid and brought the books and came out, and told him, you can come weekly to us, we'll improve you, and all that we'll do. Then, of course, the other two Swamijis went, they told, we don't have money. So our Swamiji is sitting outside, you go and ask him. When they came out, of course, they declared him also as Then I went there, and they saw my profile and all that, and they saw that, oh, you have done exceedingly well with your this thing. You can achieve 80%, you achieved. You can imagine if you become 100%, what will happen to you. So we'll help you to, still they were selling the book. I'll give you a book at the higher level, which will help you to go further. I said, no, I'm not going to be here. I'm going back to India. We were traveling, and I came out. Then Swamiji asked me outside, how did you answer that 80% or 85% when they could not? Swamiji, I knew the answer. Like, if I answer like this, they will declare me as mad. So I answered the way which they will not declare me as mad. So he was telling, so that means that's not correct evaluation. I said, largely it is correct, but okay, but there could have been weaknesses which I could have brought out myself if it was visible. So the question is, these evaluations are good, I do not say, but don't get guided by that. I will just say that, look like a weather forecast the weekly astrological forecast which comes in the newspaper. If you start reading that and start following it, you'll become mad. You take it, read it for entertainment purposes, keep it in your mind, but do what has to be done and move forward. This is my my perception. It helps you to find you what you are, but don't get too involved in it. And if I improve this trait, it will happen like this, or if I improve that trait, this will happen. It happens what you have to happen, and it happens by what you practice. That's what I believe. And regarding Dr. Mrutyunjaya, I think it's what is happening is if you are going to be interviewed by somebody, then the analysis is required, like what I mentioned. But it's a question of self-analysis. We mostly know where we are ourselves having our gaps. Maybe somebody is angry, somebody is impatient, somebody is not able to understand. So he has to cultivate those traits to move forward. This is my view. Of course, it's a very generalistic view I made. Maybe it's not right also, but I told what I had to tell.
As sir said, actually, these are all the scientifically proven. We cannot call it as a questionnaire. We are calling it as an instrument. And these instruments are scientifically proven with research of a lot of psychotherapists. These things maybe, as if you said that respected sir said like that, we cannot completely orient, 100% orientations cannot be happened. So somewhere after that execution of this administration of this kind of an instruments, we may get some part of the things which would not be known to us. So this will help us, and we should not take this result as the final result. Again, we need to discuss and we should introspect ourselves whether this will be matching to our personality or not. So for that, we did a lot of work for the students, and we come up with two manuals with instruments. So these things will be helping, right? We have n number of case studies which will help the performance of the employees or the performance of the students or that recruitment rate of the institution, right? Mean to say that placement rate of the institution has been increased by knowing themselves, because you just can understand, right? The first question asked by the interviewer, let me know about yourself. We're talking about I'm elder son, younger son, I have a siblings and all like this we are talking. But interviewers cannot be impressed by the answers given by the students or by the candidates. But when I represent myself with a scientific outcome or outcome of the self discovered stuffs, when we can given as about themselves. So definitely that influence of the candidates can be happened, and the people will take them into the organization. Even in many engineering colleges as well, in MBA colleges, we did this, and the placement rate of the students also has been increased. It's my opinion, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Prashant. I mean, it's valuable. I don't say no. Definitely, it's valuable. But I think we have to first decide, like what or where we want to be. Then you can analyze what you want to get. First, find out what you want to be.
Identify the gap. This will help us to identify the gap.
Yeah.
To the assessments.
There's one question in the question box. I will take that liberty to answer it, and then I will leave it to VC to take it further. That question is, he has put specifically to Prosi. It is Jayaprakash MR, I think, must be from Ooty.
Yes.
What is your advice to manage the profession and family equal? You cannot manage equal. You have to sacrifice something at one side or the other side. But only thing is you can do is you can buy in. Buy in means that convince them that whatever effort you are putting in the family or at the workplace, that it is important what you are doing. Even at the workplace, if you have to get buy in a time that I have to devote this time for my family because it's very essential for me to be with them. I think any good organization will accept it and say that yes, you can devote this to your family because they need you. And similarly, I think the family also will understand when you say, no, there is a NAC accreditation coming up, or there is this thing, I may have to work up to 10 o'clock or 12 o'clock and come late. I think that also will happen. There's no question of equal. The question is, you have to use it and balance it the way and convince the other person that it is essential for you to do it. Yeah, if you spend 90% of the time doing what you are doing as work and then don't give any time and don't give attention to the needs, it leads to other problems. So there's no question of equal there. You have to work on the time. Sir, VC, sir.
I think today's we have listened to the top management of our JSS HR. starting with His Holiness Swamiji, ES Processor. I have spoken, Ninja has spoken, Prashant Kumar has spoken. So what Dr. Prashant has spoken, what I find is that it's ultimately it boils down to what we want to make ourselves. Out of this forum which we are attending to, we have to see which are the traits which I would like to imbibe in myself. Because as I mentioned earlier, we individually are very different, whether it is our own temperament, the way sensitivities and the way we look at the things. I think we are each individual are different from other person. So what would be applicable as a leadership quality to one individual may not be acceptable to other person also. But we have to find out what will be going with my temperament, because ultimately the focus has to be the success. The work has to be done. The target has to be achieved. Now, if the target has to be achieved, the teamwork has to be there. It has to be a collective effort on part of it. But the path and the strategy to achieve that would be like individualistic. We have to adapt to it, what goes well with my way of looking at it and like the other individual. And this forum, basically, a lot of thoughts, whether it's a Pro-Chancellor Sir's presentation or ESR's presentation or Swamiji's guidance or I have spoken or Dr. Prashant has spoken. I think it is a basket of various possibilities which are there for all of us to pick up. And there we pick up what goes well with me and where I feel, okay, this I would like to add. And the real impact of this leadership would be basically that if we pick up one or two traits, there is always a lag phase. It's that the change doesn't happen overnight. We have to have a persistence and a patience that whatever trait we are trying to gather from here and from this platform and trying to take it back, it will take some time. We have to give it some sort of a window period to get it imbibed and get ingrained into our personality as such, so that we transform over here. Like I mentioned, like I've seen from my own experience, that we have to behave differently under different circumstances as a leader also. Like one size doesn't fit all also. So here also I would say that from this forum, I think this deliberation is going to be there for another 2 days. So we have to see that what is the one which is suitable to for us as a temperament. And we like to listen more from the participants itself, that from this platform, what are the 3 or 2 key take-home messages, the traits or the qualities which they would like to basically imbibe in their personality so as to become a good leader in their own specific domain wherever they are working. Because leadership is all pervasive, it is at all levels. It does not matter what you are of the system. You can be a leader at your own level also. So that's what we look forward is that the impact of this training program, and let's see at the end of this these sessions that what the participants have to say about it, and maybe some of the participants can share their own views also, that what is they like to basically imbibe in themselves and see themselves after 1 year or so after this workshop is over. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Then we close today's sessions. If there are no further questions, there is only one question: how do we define a successful leader?
You don't define; they become visible.
Yes. Yes. So, thank you.
Two participants have raised hand again. I don't know who is it. Jayaprakash and Anjali Devi. I think.
Yeah. Anjali Devi is Anjali madam, you can unmute yourself.
Sir, it was a very good session. But when I am teaching students, I feel that they are very hesitant to open their mouths. I have to coax them to open their mouths. So, isn't it better that we have a session for them to make them come out of their shells?
We can definitely have. I mean, these traits are supposed to be cultivated at the institution level. We hope the teacher is able to motivate. I mean, the whole idea is that, these sessions we get translated to our actions in daily basis in different roles we may be playing. It may be your son you may be motivating, or your daughter you will be convincing. It may be a student you will be talking to. All these traits come to valuable where you are, wherever you are. And it's not possible for an individual to work at workplace only is inspirational and hope at home he is not inspirational. he will be a same person, whether it's at work or home. This is one quality I always believe. If a person, I always keep tell, if a person is loyal, let us say he's loyal to an organization, he will be loyal to his wife, he'll be loyal to his family, he'll be loyal to his brothers, sisters, his parents, everyone, because loyalty is a culture in him. He cannot give it up. He cannot be loyal at one place and disloyal at another place. I think these are some things what we are looking at. If our teachers or faculty are getting trained, they'll carry this with them, and you will find out the ways to get out from the students to convince them. Yes, training programs, soft skills can continue for students also. We can do.
Okay, so thank you.
Anjali, here I would like to add from my side that one of the reasons which it's my personal view and observation also, why students don't open up and why don't students basically express them very freely is that whatever we might say, it's my personal observation, maybe I'm right or wrong, but you are the best judge to it. What I've seen is we are too hierarchical. We are too hierarchy conscious, and we maintain that in a very subtle manner, that hierarchy is maintained. And when it becomes hierarchical, the students, they basically, and it's not only here, it's in the outside of our classrooms also, in the society also, and at home also. When hierarchy becomes a predominant factor in our whole the environment in which we live, then the students don't come out of it. So the first and the foremost thing is there has to be a flattening of the hierarchy. Once there is a flattening of the hierarchy, even the students feel they are there, they can also participate in the various activities, deliberations as equals, and they will not be asked to be to themselves only. I think with the passage of time, it's for the teacher to make the students to open up. And that the first and the foremost thing is to give a comfort level to the students and see that nowhere this factor of hierarchy is coming in between. We actually, what happens is it is something which is ingrained in us. We basically bring it out. Another person can feel it. So I think this is one issue which would need to be addressing, and if we address it, I think students will open up with the passage of time. Thank you.
Okay.
Can I add up, sir?
Yeah, Dr. Prashant, please.
So this is what we are talking about, methodologies of teaching. When the students are not responding to the teachers, when they are not open up to the sessions, so we can use a different methodologies where we can have activity-based classes as well. That blended, we are talking about blended system of education, right? So out of that, we can take that interactive sessions or case study methodologies, or we can go with a activity-based classes or instrument-based classes. Like that, we have a different methodologies. We can analyze the stuffs where that students are not interacting. According to that situation or to that particular scenario, we can change the methodologies and make that students to be happen in the classes. Because nowadays we are all talking about attention span. Attention span of the students day by day becoming less. According to the American Psychological Association, that attention span will be reduced. So for that, teachers would be creative and try to use different methodologies to make them to be open in the classes. It's my opinion.
Thank you. So Dr. Prashant, I think now we can wind up the session.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So thank you very much, everyone. I thank the today's speakers, Dr. Suresh, our Pro-Chancellor, sir, Vice Chancellor, sir, and Dr. Prashant. It was also heartening to have Swamiji with us and bless us for this session. And our Executive Secretary has always been very supportive of all our initiatives, and it was very kind of him to give the inaugural address for this session. I thank all the participants and request all the participants to maintain the same energy and interest in this program and participate actively in the next 2 days and make this program a great success. So thank you one and all, and we can end the session today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.